Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike Green. I'm one of the owners of 1A Auto. I want to help you save time and money repairing and maintaining your vehicle. I'm going to use my 20+ years experience restoring and repairing cars and trucks like this to show you the correct way to install parts from 1AAuto.com. The right parts installed correctly. That's going to save you time and money. Thank you and enjoy the video.
In this video, we're going to show you how to replace a window regulator on this 2000 Oldsmobile Alero. This is obviously a two-door. The procedure is the same for the passenger side. It's also quite similar for the front doors on a four-door car. Tools you'll need are 8mm wrench, small flat blade screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver, and a 10mm socket and ratchet with extension.
Use an 8mm wrench and disconnect your negative battery cable. Okay, you're going to start right in under your door pull. There's a little kind of a trap door here, and either from the top or bottom, just pry that off. And there's 2 Phillips screws in there.
And we'll speed it up here a little bit as I just remove those screws. I'll use fast forward quite often when I'm just kind of doing monotonous tasks like this.
Okay, now right up here, you just kind of pull on this panel, it comes off. And if you have this speaker here, just use a screwdriver, pry up on this tab, and disconnect it. And also down in this corner, use a little screwdriver and pull this reflector out. And then inside here there's a Phillips screw. Okay, once you have that out, door panel clip tool or a putty knife, you can start kind of anywhere, slide in there, and then slide it until you feel a clip. And the door panel clip tool, you go around the clip and then pull. That screw comes out. Car. I can kind of see back in here. See here that clips. Okay. And then just work your way all the way around the door. Okay, once you have the door pretty loose, it comes out and lifts up. Your door lock, just put it back on this tab, disconnect it, and then these 2 switches just have tabs on them. This one I'm just going to reach underneath. Pulling that one off. And this mirror switch, a little more difficult. There's a tab right here. Use my little screwdriver. Force it up. I just take my foot screwdriver, force it up in there, pry that down, and that released. And then my last one here is my trunk switch, which again, just use your screwdriver. There's a locking tab right here.
Carefully remove the water shield.
This is the new regulator from 1A Auto, and you can see it's a cable style regulator. And what happens on these regulators in the originals is they often the cable breaks, and that's usually when you hear the popping and then the grinding noise. And normally once your cable breaks, you can actually reach in. My original regulator is fine, so everything is solid. But when your regulator breaks, what you can usually do is reach in and grab the window and move the window up and down by hand. And you want to move the window up and down by hand until you can see this 10mm bolt here, and then there's another 10mm bolt right here. Okay. And you want to remove those. Those hold the window to the regulator. you remove those two bolts, you can grab your window and pull it up.
Okay, you can either remove the window, as you see me do here, or something easier is just put it up into the channel and use some painter's tape and tape it up to the frame just to make sure it doesn't fall down while you're working on it.
Okay, now we're going to remove this plate here. There's a little pin that hooks to the cable on the regulator. Push that through and then remove these three 10mm nuts.
Okay, just speed up here as you see me remove those 3 nuts, and then that plate just pulls back and off to the side.
And now you're going to remove 2 10mm bolts here and here. Okay, disconnect your regulator or your window motor, push up on a tab there, and then pull the connection apart.
And now remove that middle bolt that holds the window motor plate to the door. And now loosen the 2 upper bolts that hold the regulator.
Okay, then you loosen these 2 bolts up here. There's another clip right here. Just squeeze the ears on it. Pull it through. Up. Okay. And then lift up here. And then bring the regulator out. Okay, new regulator from Olero. I did install my 2 upper bolts. So put this right up. Move it right over here. Hang this bolt right up here. Bolt right there. Okay. Start this bolt in.
I'm going to speed up here. Start the bolts in first. Make sure you get them all in and threaded in, and then tighten them up. And you want to tighten them nice and firm. And then you put that middle plate back in and tighten up those nuts.
And then just a small difference, the motor on this, the connector is on a little harness. So you just kind of pull that around and connect it right there. Okay, I've got the battery hooked up and the key on. Reconnect my switch. I'm just bringing these down just a little bit so I can see the holes a little better. Okay.
Okay, speed up as I put the window back in place, and again, if you just taped yours up to the frame, just remove the tape and then slide it down to the window regulator.
Okay. One there. Okay, put that one in there. Make sure it goes down correctly.
Now I've started those 2 bolts that hold the regulator to the window. Just putting that piece of weather strip back in place that I took apart to get the window out, and then tighten up those 2 bolts, and you can test it and you're pretty much ready to put the door panel back on.
last two things I'm going to do, take these clips, put them right in there. Put this clip here.
And now carefully put your water shield back in place, and you're ready to put the door panel back on.
Okay, plug in our lock switch right up here. And our mirror. Kind of push this in a little bit. Okay, power window switch. And this one goes down to our control switch. And then make sure you push the top of the door panel in. Make sure this speaker lead is up out of there. Push the door panel down into that channel. Okay, you may have to use your putty knife or your kind of clip tool to kind of force the upholstery in there a little bit. Kind of peek back in here. Make sure your pins are going in where they should.
Okay, and fast forward through reinstalling those 3 Phillips screws.
Put your reflector back in. Put this panel back on. Plug back in your lead there. Put that back on. Okay, and then reconnect your negative battery cable.
We hope this helps you out. Brought to you by www.1aauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll-free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.